you understand?
Why me?
I didn't do anything.
No, but you will. Run!
Can you stop it?
I don't know. That Terminator is out there. It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity, remorse, or fear. And it absolutely will not stop until you are dead.
Welcome once again to Ultrasonic Film. It's a very special show for me this week. This is my birthday show on the 20th anniversary of Ultrasonic Film. And the film that did it all for me, the film that made me fall in love with films, was the original Terminator from 1984. I had an opportunity to chat with this individual in about 2010, and I'm very, very proud to say that he's back here on the show again. Michael Biehn. Michael, are you there?
I'm here, and happy birthday.
Oh, thanks very much. Michael Biehn wishing me happy birthday on my show. I really don't think the show gets much better than this, but I'm not sure it's going to top that. So thank you very much. I appreciate it, sir.
You're certainly welcome.
Awesome. I have to tell you a story very quickly, if that's okay there, sir. You shot The Divide in Winnipeg, Manitoba. You came into Movie Village, and that's where I met you. And I got an opportunity to interview you then. But what you didn't know at that time was that I had hosted the show. I had done this show since 1998, and we met in 2010. And, of course, The Terminator, as I mentioned, is my favorite film of all time. During that time, around 2010 there, I was actually fairly stressed. I was working several different jobs, and some personal relationships were very difficult, and I had considered kind of giving up the show or taking a pause on the show, and your interview just re-energized me. I got to talk to an actor from my favorite film of all time, an actor who I grew up watching, and it really re-energized me and the show, and I've been going ever since, and now I'm at the 20th anniversary. So I want to personally thank you for that, and I'm really glad that I've got the opportunity to do that.
Well, congratulations on having the show. I mean, it sounds like you're doing what you want to do. If you can do that in life, I think that is one of the most important things.
That's really great of you to say. I really do appreciate that, sir. The Terminator. It is an amazing film that has really stood the test of time. I got to ask you, Michael, what do you remember from the shoot of this film?
Well, I have a lot of memories from shooting it. First, meeting Jim Cameron for the first time was an interesting experience. Jim is, you could tell right away was kind of a special person. You know, he immediately got me working with this martial artist to get into shape, and immediately took me down to show me all his drawings and all his artwork. Took me down to Stan Winston's shop to show me the Terminator and what it was going to look like, so on and so forth. And so, he kind of like, he was very collaborative. He was very like, hey, come look at this. Isn't this neat? Isn't this cool? This is how we're going to do this. This is how we're going to do that. And, at that time, he was kind of like a kid in a candy store, just passionate and fun to be around. And, we worked almost all nights, which was kind of interesting. And, I fell in love with Linda Hamilton. We were both married at the time, so that was never consummated. But I did fall in love with her. And, she was just and still is, just a really, really, really special person who I love dearly.
Awesome.
And, of course, I've gone on to do, many films with Jim, and I have a very close bond with him. It was hard work, but it was fun. I knew it was a really cool character. I didn't know it was going to be as successful as it became, but it was a lot of fun making it.
Both James Cameron, as you mentioned, and Arnold Schwarzenegger got a lot of credit for Terminator, but those who really watch the film and know the film well, you are the person that basically has all the exposition in that film. You're telling the whole story that inspired sequels and television shows and comic books and the whole 9 yards. It's all basically told by you, so I think you should get a lot of credit for that film as well.
Well, I appreciate you saying that. I mean, I never really expected. See, at the time, Arnold Schwarzenegger wasn't a big movie star. He had done Conan. Mm-hmm. He was a little bit more, people weren't really taking him very seriously at the time. And even when I told my friends I was doing a movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger, they kind of sniggered at me, my actor friends, and kind of snickered at the fact that I was working with Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, it was kind of an odd deal that out of the whole movie, the line that everybody remembers, I mean, I have to give credit where credit is due, and I have to give credit to Arnold Schwarzenegger is the line, "I'll be back." I mean, I think he's got like one line in the movie, maybe two or three, but the one line that he says is the line that everybody remembers, and everybody, you know, says, "I'll be back." So you're right about exposition. Exposition is very hard for actors because they're basically just telling the story. The key to that exposition in that story, and this is what Jim Cameron will tell you, is that exposition was told basically during a car chase.
Right.
So if you can do exposition on the move while you're at least moving, and if you can be doing something kind of action-wise at the same time and telling the story while you're doing the action, you're a lot better off than sitting in a hotel room and doing it. And that was kind of the key to the success of how all that because it's a lot of stuff. You know, funny enough, it was on television the night before last. I hadn't seen it in probably 5 or 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And it came on, and of course it had commercials, and it kind of broke up. But it came on about the time that I grabbed her at the bar, and then I quit watching it about the time that we crashed, and she was in the police station.
Yeah.
And I just was amazed at it. Oh, and all that stuff that I did with the psychiatrist.
Right.
And it's amazing how much information is in there. So that's a lot of exposition.
Very, very true indeed. I want to thank you very much for joining us here on the show. And thank you once again for joining me on my very special birthday show on the 20th anniversary of Ultrasonic Film. It means a lot. So thank you very much, sir.
All right, man. You're certainly welcome.
All right. You take care.
Bye.
Bye.
That Terminator is out there. It can't be bargained with. It can't be reasoned with. It doesn't feel pity, remorse, or fear. And it absolutely will not stop until you are dead.